Welcome, my warrior sister friend. I am so incredibly honored and humbled that you navigated to this page at this time with me. My name is Wendy Bunnell, and you most likely navigated from the Time to Heal video. That was a piece of my story that I shared with the world. I didn't think I would ever share that story, but I decided that if I could get brave and really courageous, that perhaps this story would have some sort of positive impact on my sisters that might share that same similar history where we've been spiritually and energetically hijacked. But now it's time to take back our power. In fact, that video might have really evoked a very strong emotional response, maybe even a triggering in you. And that's your body's way of saying, sister, it's time. You've got the stuck old trauma, the stuck old emotion. Perhaps you are strong enough to look at that and allow yourself to live on the other side of that trauma, a life that has a heart open to receiving and giving, to being able to receive abundance, to be able to receive all that you are really blocking with that trauma and that emotional response. So where do you start? That's what this video is all about. Where do you start? Well, the first thing is choosing in, saying, you know what? It is time. It is time to heal. And it is my turn to start to look at, say, perhaps the past and see if it's really impacting my life. So let's kind of look at that. Is it impacting your life? Well, there's a few signs when we have past trauma that we have not allowed to move through us, which is what we're supposed to do with emotions. They are energy in motion. And when we don't allow them to just flow through us, they become a part of us. They shadow us from the love and the joy and the happiness that we really want to have on a daily basis instead of just momentary glimpses, right? So what is the trauma response that a lot of individuals have? It's that fight and flight response. And they become so ingrained in a part of our life that we don't even realize we're in them because we believe it is just us. So let's go through a few of them. If you're in fight, you're trying to control every aspect of your life. Make sure that the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. Make sure that you're controlling your children and your family's life, because if you can make sure that everybody is in order, then perhaps we won't get the unspeakable, that perhaps we won't have to survive the unsurvivable, which is what we did. So that is one of the ways that we do. Are you overreactive? Right? Do things happen and you simply blow up? Trauma response. Now let's go into the flight where we're always, always busy. If we keep ourselves busy, and we oftentimes don't have enough time to think about the past. We don't have time to think about really what needs to be processed. So we just simply are doers, and we keep ourselves so busy. In fact, we have pockets of time. We're going to fill it right up with something. So that is one that I turn to often, is the flight response. What about freeze? Sometimes we get so busy and we get so overwhelmed and so frustrated and so discouraged in life that we simply just shut down. And that's when we shut our entire heart space down. We're tired because that heart space is actually where energy, source energy, comes from. We have an abundance of energy when the heart is wide open, but when we close it down, we're tired, we're frustrated, we're overwhelmed. We do the basics in life. We come home, we shut ourselves away. We might veg out in front of the TV or go to sleep and spend a lot of time in bed. We don't want to talk to people. We don't want to interact with people. We don't want to go out in public. That's freeze. And of course, fawn, which is one of my favorites, which is let's make sure everybody in our entire life is happy except for us. We forget that the most important person that we need to make sure that we advocate for and become our biggest cheerleader is this person right here. And when we choose to step into that place, we have so much to pour from because we're continually pouring into that space. So is it impacting your life? My guess is that you have a favorite flavor or two in that fight and flight response. And perhaps you even go through all of them at a time or two. We do that because we don't feel safe. We don't feel safe because of the stuck trauma, the past residual emotion that has become a part of us and has been the driving force in our behaviors, our programs, our stories. But we can unravel those things. One of the things I highly recommend you first have is a circle of people who can support you through this. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's your spouse, your best friend, your mother, someone you can say, I'm choosing in, I'm going to start looking at this, and I need a soft place to land. I have a group for you as well. I'll put the link below. I want you to join. I want you to have ideas of how to release this. I want you to feel safe and comfortable. I want you to have a place where you can go to and say, you know what? My sisters have my back. And we do. This sister has your back. So we start there. It might be the traditional route. Maybe you start with therapy. Maybe you find someone that you really connect to. And that's the key in therapeutic practices. You've got to find someone you trust and that you relate to. I love EMDR because it desensitizes and reprograms the emotional response of that past. So that's a great place to start. I also have something very special for you. When I saw this video, and I knew that it wasn't just a promotion for my book, it was a movement, time to heal. Let's move past Me Too and into time to heal. I knew that there had to be something to offer you. I spent so much time and so much money battling and fighting for myself so that I could be in a better place. And there were things that really accompanied even my therapeutic help that became such a part of me. And they were tools that I still use to this day that only use my body, only my voice, my hands, my body. And these tools help me to establish three things. These three intentions are where I believe most people need to start. We need to feel safe. So we stop always gravitating to the trauma responses. We need to be in our bodies. We need to be here in our bodies, accepting, loving, safe in our bodies. And then third, we need to lower our nervous system so that it doesn't always go into fight and flight, that we go back into that parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we should be. This is going to help you sleep better. This is going to help you stop overreacting. This is going to help you stop being overwhelmed and frustrated and discouraged in life because you just flow. That's where we're supposed to be. So we put this program, I and a team of experts. These are my experts. I brought my experts in and they shared their talent and their time in a volunteer type of an energy so that you could have this. That's also below. It's the Time to Heal program. Check it out. See if it resonates. See if it's a starting point for you. But regardless, choose in and choose you. Maybe perhaps for the first time in your life. And I encourage you to start there. Choose you and say, I'm going to do something, whether that is simply asking, who's the best therapist that you know? Or, you know what, I'm choosing and I don't know where I'm going to start, but I'm going to start looking at resources. I'm going to find my network of support people in my life. I'm going to start there. Regardless, I want you to choose you. So simply click a couple of links below, get on that Facebook group. That's not going to hurt you. And second, check out the Time to Heal program. It is so ridiculously affordable. And I did price it because if I give it to you for free, you will probably have it in your email inbox and you'll never look at it. There is an exchange of value that needs to happen for you to take something seriously. What we put out, we receive. And there's this energetic exchange. But it's such a small energetic exchange. I think you're going to just kind of chuckle at the price point of it. And I wanted it to be a no-brainer because these are 4 techniques that I use every single week of my life, sometimes daily. With that being said, it is time to heal, my sisters. The time is now.